Stop whatever you're doing because the streets are on fire. When the internet goes down, the hip-hop scene might never be the same. In an unexpected development that seems to have been lifted from a reality show finale, Jim Jones just revealed the DNA results of his and Chrissy Lampkin's child. For years, Chrissy's fervent response has also left fans in a state of indignation. In hip-hop, these two's relationship has been an emotional roller coaster. Engagements, splits, and reconciliations. We have seen heartbreak, drama, and special TV moments thanks to them. But nothing could have foreseen this realization. Jim didn't only whisper the DNA results in private behind his back. No, he made it public. There has also been a great deal of backlash. The bride's eye, who stood by Jim through decades of ups and downs, Chrissy started crying in front of the cameras. However, there is a lot of discussion about this subject online. Are those sobs of relief, betrayal, or something much darker? There are rumors that Jim and his inner circle have engaged in secret recordings, private arguments, and even message leaks. Was this revelation the result of a single marriage that individuals thought they could manage, a calculated deed, or a heartless betrayal? Anything. Twitter is a complete mess. There are many conspiracy theories on Instagram. Additionally, every frame of Chrissy's response is already being examined by TikTok detectives. In addition to exposing the truth about a newborn, the DNA results also showed interpersonal defects created in the most extreme conditions. And trust me when I say that what comes next will change everything. No one was ready for what Jim Jones had revealed, and it struck like a thunderbolt the moment the world witnessed it. A newborn, a DNA test, and a family's future all depend on one piece of paper. And when those results were revealed, the strong, brave woman we had known for decades, Chrissy Lampkin, went into uncontrollable emotion, grief, anger, and disbelief. But was it sorrow or vindication? Since the kicker has arrived, the effects extended beyond parenting. Because they fueled worries that had been building for years, fans are positive that this was about more than just a baby. It involved secrets, betrayals, and a relationship so fractured that one piece of paper could ruin everything. Let's return. Rumors had been circulating for a few weeks. There were rumors that Jim Jones had surreptitiously asked Chrissy to submit to a DNA test. Anonymous friends reported late-night arguments, whispered phone calls, and even a secret visit to a private facility in New Jersey, when Jim finally revealed the truth. Chrissy thought she had no idea, and everything was recorded on tape. Anger, destruction, and Chrissy's emotion blended together as though her entire world had been ripped apart in real time. Social media went nuts for a few minutes. They claimed to have seen screenshots of leaked text messages between Jim and his manager. One accused person claimed in a Twitter discussion that the text stated, "Remain silent till it's verified." She refuses to give me all the details. I must know the truth. Handle it quietly, advised someone else. The brand will be destroyed if this goes viral. Fans conducted forensic-like analysis asserting that Jim's team knew the DNA results would change everything. However, things grow darker here. A voice message from a confidential group discussion was reportedly made public. Jim admits that he didn't always have total faith in Chrissy during her pregnancy. He was skeptical in his speech. "I must know. Without solutions, I couldn't let this go on." If correct, this suggests that the DNA test was not chosen at random. For some while, the storm had been intensifying. Regardless of the repercussions, Jim let loose because he was prepared for the storm. When the results were finally in, Jim and Chrissy did not have a private meeting. He told the couple's close friends and family, as well as cameras and insiders, the secret. According to public reports, Chrissy begged him not to depart, but Jim refused. He wanted everyone to see it happen. Chrissy went crazy at that moment. Leaked footage from the event shows her screaming while crying. "In spite of everything I've done, you still treat me this way? I'm not credible to you. You don't believe in us." At one point, when the reality TV ride door pair is no longer together, fans applaud Jim and Chrissy. According to half of them, Jim had every right to seek the truth, no matter how unpleasant. The other half accuses him of disparaging the woman who has been his support system for over 20 years. And Jim sat silently, giving a verdict rather than celebrating a family accomplishment. While Chrissy was crying and appeared more like a guy, crazy rumors have been sparked by his actions. Did he become cold because he didn't get his way? Or did he have a different plan already and was spooked because they carried it out, adding gasoline to the fire? Bloggers said that the results weren't definitive. Others claim that the test turned up anomalies. Therefore, Jim might not be the only father in the world. According to some, Jim's revealed documents could not possibly be genuine. First, I'll just state that we weren't responsible for those outcomes. We're looking at a staged scenario if that's the case. According to a gossip website, one anonymous lab worker claimed that Bombshell intended to embarrass Chrissy rather than expose the truth. Meanwhile, TikTok investigators are exploring Instagram fan sites and posting side-by-side photos of the baby with Jim Flash's DNA paper, pointing out errors and irregularities with the grainy pictures of the document obtained during the revelation. The internet is a war in the meanwhile, with Jim sharing captions like "the resemblance is undeniable" or "this baby isn't his" to thousands of listeners at once. Twitter threads dedicated to discussing the topic are burning. However, the drama goes beyond speculation. Celebrities are now participating. Iconic figures in hip-hop and love are stoking the flames with mysterious comments. "Karma always comes back," one person said. "Be mindful of whom you embarrass." Someone else said on Twitter, "I'm not shocked, this was foreseen years ago." In a doubtful remark, Jim's old friend Kevin Kamen stated, "People lie, not paperwork." The comment section exploded right away. Was Cam merely trolling, or did he have any knowledge? The emotional repercussions followed. According to insiders, Chrissy slouched in and raged at Jim after the news, accusing him of publicly humiliating her without cause. Jim apparently told his team that everything had to be done while he stayed inside. Friends attempted to console her as she sobbed uncontrollably in the parking lot. No more untruths. This is where the betrayal hurts the most because Chrissy has been portrayed as the woman for years. Who was the waiter? Who gave up something? Who stayed true despite constant uncertainty? Who refused to be called a forever girlfriend and who asked Jim to marry her after he turned her down? It is being referred to by fans as the ultimate slap in the face. Additionally, she is being publicly questioned in the most painful way possible now that she has finally become a mother. Hold on tight though, because it gets much worse. An insider lead claims that Jim was persuaded to get the DNA by his outspoken mother, Mama Jones. She supposedly told Jim, "Don't be a fool, first of all. Avoid raising any kids. That isn't yours." If that's true, this isn't just a couples dispute. It's family warfare, organized behind the scenes. And just when Chrissy thought that things couldn't get much worse, she was given yet another piece of startling news. Jim was already in talks with a network about using the DNA incident as the storyline of a reality show, according to a blogger who says they have intercepted emails. Indeed, her most agonizing loss was disguised as amusement. This suggests that not all of Chrissy's tears were sincere. People were furious, and comments were coming in daily. At all costs, Chrissy needs to be safeguarded. Some argue in favor of Jim by saying that all he sought was the truth. However, Jim is heartless, so this is the end of it all. As if there weren't enough leaks. The division is tearing fan communities apart and sparking heated arguments and online debates. If betrayals and meltdowns weren't enough, the final shock that has left everyone in disbelief is a mystery Instagram post hours after the revelation. Chrissy's post appeared, displaying a dark screen with the caption, "Some scars never heal. Say a prayer for me." The internet became quiet. Was this an appeal for help, a warning, or a sign that she was about to part ways with Jim for good? There is no doubt that the DNA results revealed a wealth of information that went beyond proving paternity. The drama will get even more dramatic and disgusting in the next episode. So if you thought this was the end of the drama, you're totally mistaken. Just wait till you hear what transpired next if you thought the DNA results were startling on their own. According to the allegation, Mama Jones not only encouraged Jim to have the DNA test, but also effectively ordered it. Warning him weeks before the revelation, "You better take precautions. A child who is not descended from the Jones family is never raised by you." Such statements were like a dagger to supporters. Learn more about them. After years of simmering animosity that was reignited by nuclear power, the scandal changed from Jim versus Chrissy to Mama Jones versus Chrissy. Here's where it turns into more explosive than ever. Voice leak. Records of a telephone call have been reported. According to audio recordings of a phone call between Mama Jones and a close friend. "I told him right away that Chrissy isn't the right person. I've known all along." Over 200,000 people watched the live stream, and several of them complimented him for being a man about his business. The comments came in so fast that the feed could hardly keep up. The dispute went on, but one thing was clear. The woman who dedicated her life to him openly humiliated him. Jim was not going to give up. Additionally, Chrissy made her suffering public with Jim just hours after his live performance. She eventually went live herself, telling her version of the incident with tears in her eyes and a stuttering voice. "I supported this man. I put up with this kid through it all, and he turned me into the antagonist when I was always his. And he turned life into a circus rather than a place to appreciate." Fans flooded the internet with supportive messages, donations, and hashtags like "Protect Chrissy" in response to her candid candor. Behind the scenes, however, things were far worse. According to one concerning revelation, Chrissy secretly informed a close friend, "I can't stay under the same roof as him, right?" before gathering her belongings and heading into a hotel the evening after the news. At this moment, influence was more important to him than love. Meanwhile, it was reported that Jim and his group were enjoying themselves at a club, when reality TV producers got involved just 48 hours later. The situation worsened and fueled allegations that he wasn't treating the matter seriously. Insiders claim that networks immediately reached out to Jim and Chrissy with offers of large contracts to turn the DNA drama into a TV show. According to the unidentified producer, "This is gold. Individuals can't turn away. We want the cameras to roll from yesterday." Some admirers said they would definitely watch, while others mocked the notion of Chrissy's tears being used for amusement. Celebrity reactions just made the blurring of the lines between performance and reality even more obvious. Following Love and Hip Hop alum Kim Bella's enigmatic tweet, Cardi B posted a reaction on Instagram. "It's funny how things always work out. Men love embarrassing women who have been holding them down," he stated live. "It's repulsive." The quote says, "Chrissy deserves better." 50 Cent shared a picture of Jim carrying a DNA test along with a joke, writing, "Caught up." Every comment prompted another round of disorder. This kept the story in the news headlines and on timelines throughout the world until it took an unforeseen conclusion that no one could have predicted. A blogger claims to have evidence that the DNA results Jim revealed weren't even the complete report. Instead, in order to provide the most drama, he gave an incomplete version. According to the blogger, Jim selectively revealed certain details from the full study, which was more intricate. Many were furious because Chrissy's humiliation wasn't only unnecessary. It was planned for maximum impact. He claimed he didn't want the reality in one widely shared tweet. The price of the spectacle he desired was Chrissy. Chrissy's silence throughout the course of the days spoke for itself as everything transpired. The word resilient was added to her bio, yet there were still no images of her with Jim on Instagram. As Jim continued to post as Jim, followers speculated that she was getting ready for something. A book deal, a significant interview, or perhaps a final split. They were premiering new music and flaunting their diamonds. Yet there was still an inevitable distance between them. The real cliffhanger occurred when a leaked text thread allegedly showed Jim telling a close associate, "And this isn't even the biggest shock." As screenshots of the message went viral, fans shivered and waited for the next release. Is there anything more important if the DNA results weren't the complete story? The rumors of a financial scandal, a kidnapping, a secret affair, and a DNA test for everyone escalated into a family dispute, a public betrayal, and a spectacle for the entire company. And everyone was anticipating what would happen next. Even though Jim stepped up and Chrissy started crying, fans knew the main shock hadn't even come yet, when it seemed like the tale was about to burst again. It did so with a twist so absurd that even the most seasoned gossip writers admitted they might settle down in the end. Had never seen anything like it since a second. DNA tests showed up out of the blue and showed a whole different picture than the first. The report wasn't leaked from Jim's workplace, a doctor's office, or even a lawyer's office. But it started with an anonymous Instagram account with less than 50 followers. And a hazy screen grab of what appeared to be the real results was posted along with the message, "Don't believe the hype. This is the truth. Jim is not going to tell you." In just a few minutes, it was shared hundreds of times and showed up on every gossip website imaginable. According to the snapshot, Jim might have only revealed a fraction of the test, emphasizing only the most spectacular portions while concealing evidence that the child was, in fact, his. The supporters were incensed. It was summed up in a single tweet that went viral. He actually gaslighted Chrissy into a breakdown in order to obtain influence. Chrissy was the first to speak up when the internet went crazy. "All I ever can handle is everything but lies," she said during her Instagram Live appearance. Her voice trembling and her eyes swollen. "I now realize that I wasn't crazy. I was simply tricked. I just needed to be honest." Comments like, "We love you, Chrissy, and leave him." Sis were posted by fans in droves. Jim wasn't done when the live stream hit its peak of more than 400,000 viewers. A few hours later, he went live while playing his game. He grinned while puffing on a cigar. "Y'all believe everything you see on the internet," he said slyly this time. "Before this, half of you couldn't even spell DNA." His haughty tone only served to fan the flames. "I am aware of what I displayed. I am aware that it is real." Supporters accused him of being vile, cunning, and obsessed with upholding his media persona. Even behind the scenes, things got worse. A source close to the marriage said that Chrissy moved into her own apartment and was keeping Jim from seeing the child until the full truth was out. According to another insider, Jim's team was preparing to sue many gossip blogs for defamation after they accused him of fabricating results. The public's perception that he was concealing something was only heightened by the legal risks. Then the nuclear bomb was announced. Jim and Chrissy got into a heated argument in an audio clip that was allegedly made public online. On the tape, Chrissy can be heard sobbing. "You made me appear ridiculous in front of everyone. How could you, Jimmy, hurt your own family?" Jim's voice was cold and clipped. The tape immediately went viral. "If I can't trust you, family isn't meaningless." Every tense breath, every hesitancy, and every sentence was examined by fans. Some claimed it proved Jim's role in fabricating the narrative. Jim's role in fabricating a tale.